everybody. Congratulations for making it to the end of the course. I hope that you have found some time. I hope you are feeling free and in control of your schedule like never before. So let's just recap what we did in this course and what we've talked about, because sometimes we need a little reminder, right? So first we tracked, because you get what you focus on. And tracking is so, so important. If there is ever any area of your life that you feel out of control or overwhelmed, I strongly recommend tracking and finding a way to track how you are doing it now, and then decide where you want to go and what you want to do in the future, right? What do you want it to look like? So we tracked, we color coded. Color is the magic, don't forget that. It really helps you see where you're spending more time and less time. So here's the thing with your tracker. I hope you found some aha moments when you looked at the different colors and how they were filling your week. If you're still struggling with looking for those aha moments and you're just really not seeing anything, I'm happy to help you with that. Don't forget, you're welcome to sign up for a one-on-one session with me. I'd love to do a consultation and take a look at your tracker with you and see if we can find some trends, find some things that are going on, and where you can make some adjustments. But your tracker, hopefully it showed you how much time you are spending doing different things. So if you're feeling like you're not spending enough time with your kids, maybe it showed you that you really were spending time with your kids. And so you can have a little less guilt around that. If you are feeling like a workaholic, then maybe it showed you some places where you're not working as much as you thought you were. Maybe you're just mentally putting that energy in, but your time is really not taken up by work. Maybe it showed you that you're wasting a lot of time. Maybe it showed you that you were taking a long time to do certain things, and you're thinking to yourself, I really could do that faster. Like, I didn't know it was taking me that long. Woo, goodness. So I hope that your tracker showed you how you were actually spending your time, because our perception of how we use our time is definitely very much off from reality in most cases. So I hope that you take a look at your tracker and that you are being honest with yourself and you're writing those details so you can really honestly see how much are you sleeping, how much are you working, how much family time are you getting, how much self-care are you giving yourself. If you are not giving yourself any self-care, it's no wonder you feel overwhelmed and busy and overworked. You've got to plug some time in for yourself as well. And your tracker can show you, are you doing that or are you not? And so when you take a look at that, make sure your brain is understanding. Like, look, brain, I am taking care of myself. Look, brain, I am spending time with my kids. Look, brain, I am getting enough sleep, right? Our brain looks for evidence and it listens to you talk. And if you're talking about how busy and tired and overworked and feeling guilty about kids, then you need to look at your tracker and give your brain that evidence that things are not as bad as they seem. Unless they are. And if they are as bad as they seem, then we need to go into step 2 and 3 very quickly. So step number 2, we took a look at your priorities. We tried to figure out what was important for you and where you wanted to go in your life. What did you want life to look like? You don't have to just survive day to day. Sorry, I keep bumping this. You don't have to survive day to day in your life and just accepting as it comes to you, dealing with all the things. You can make your life and design it however it is you want. You just have to decide what's the most important thing and then work and make the decisions and spend the time doing the things that are going to get you to that end result, right? It may not happen tomorrow. It may take lots of time and hard work and may take lots of sacrifice, but you can make your life whatever you want it to be. But the question is, what do you want it to be? And many of us have not taken time to think about that. And so we went through some activities, your be, do, and have, my favorite. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? So powerful. And I hope that you are rewriting those every day, at least once a week. Come on now. When you start to feel stuck, when you start to feel frustrated, when you start to feel overwhelmed, that's a great time to pull out a piece of paper and rewrite those be, do, haves. Or take a look at your list of 100. Have you gotten to 100 yet? Remember, the 100 is really to push you to get more creative, to push you to think outside the box, outside of your norm, and really start to think about what your heart truly, truly desires, what would be really, really fun. And some of those ideas may be off the wall and ridiculous, and I hope you wrote them down anyway, but they might inspire you to think of something that you wouldn't have thought of before. And so don't be afraid to write down the ridiculous. Remember, it's not a contract. It's not a goal. This is not a goal list. This is a dream list. It's a dream board. It's just to get your brain thinking about what life could be. And that's really important to do, because as we move to step 3 and look at your planner and how you were writing your to-do lists, and doing it in a way so that you are intentionally using your time to move you towards that life that you want. You're intentionally filling it with the things that are important to you, the things that you must get done each day, but not overloading yourself so that you always feel overwhelmed, like you can't get it all finished, right? Remember, your today list is just today. It's just those things you have to get done. And when you finish them, you're finished. You choose. What are you going to do with the rest of your time? Are you going to continue to be productive and pull some more things off your sometime list? Or are you going to take some self-care time? Are you going to spend some time, quality time with your kids or your spouse or whoever? Go out with the girls. But be intentional and don't overwork yourself. It's super important to live a life that you enjoy, because if you're enjoying your life, you're going to be inspired to do more with it. You're going to be inspired to try new things. And if your planner, if your schedule has some blank space, remember that's so important to see that blank space and to allow your brain to understand that you're not as busy as it seems. And yes, you have a lot to do, but there is time. You do have time in your schedule if something pops up. If something unexpected happens, you have time to deal with it. Or you have time to breathe. You have time to take a break. You have time to take a nap. Whatever it is, make sure your schedule intentionally has that time, right? So again, I hope that doing these 3 steps will allow you to look at your time differently. Remember, you have 168 hours in your week. Don't just think about those 24 hours in a day. Think about the 168 in your whole week. You can be flexible with that time. You can choose what to do with it, because there is plenty left over even after you sleep and do all of your work. Um, so be intentional and use that time wisely. Think about all the hours you have, steal a couple for yourself. And I hope thinking about your time in that different way is allowing you to better use it. And using your schedules and your to-do list that we've talked about is allowing you to use your time better. And then you will feel like you're living a much more magical life. It may not be the dream life on your vision board or on your list just yet, but it's definitely more magical than it was before. And I hope you can agree with me on that. Now, I want to add to your list of goodies in this course. So I am going to include a webinar that I did on the 4 tendencies. I think the 4 tendencies is a really important framework, especially when you're thinking about using a new planner, using a new to-do list, or doing some of these things that might be a little different, might be a little outside of your comfort zone. But how we respond to expectation. So we have expectations of ourselves, and we have outside expectations of us as well, from our friends, family, coworkers, whatever. And we all respond to those expectations differently. And how you respond to them can explain a lot when it comes to motivation, getting yourself to do things, to stick to this new way of thinking, this new program. Some of you may feel very resistant to it, and a lot of times it's because of your tendency to respond to expectation. So I'm going to include a webinar on the 4 tendencies. It was a framework created by Gretchen Rubin. It was first introduced in the book Better Than Before, and then she wrote another book called The 4 Tendencies to explain it even more. It's one of my favorite books, and really understanding my tendency towards expectation really helped me turn the corner on this whole time management productivity piece, because learning that I was a rebel and that I resisted expectation. So anytime anybody put a system or a schedule or said, this is the way you should do it, I resisted that horribly. And I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought that, why can't I just make myself do this? Why can't I just stick to it? Why can't I just be more motivated? I just need to create a different system. Maybe I just need to to redo it. Like it was a mess. I always thought it was me, that I need to just do better. And really, when I learned that it's my rebel tendency to resist that expectation, I understood that nobody's going to make me do, nobody's going to give me a schedule. I need to be able to choose the way that I do and my schedule and when I do things. That has to be my choice. And it's because that's my tendency. If, for example, you're an obliger or an upholder, a schedule can be a really great thing. A system is a perfect piece for you to stick to it. If you want to be able to be consistent long term, then an upholder needs a system and a schedule and a plan, right? An obliger needs an accountability partner, but accountability partners don't work for everybody. You can't be my accountability partner if I'm a questioner and I don't believe that you are good for me or that you understand my situation. So it just depends on how you respond to expectations. So I really want to give you that information because I appreciate you in this sticking with me in this course and working all the way to the end. So I'm going to include that in the bonus section, that you'll be able to take the quiz and find out which tendency you are. And then it will lead you to a webinar that will explain the 4 tendencies and how to help you motivate yourself, how to help you motivate others. So if you have children that you often fight and conflict with about getting things done, you might be able to identify their tendency and then convince them to do stuff without trying. My son is a rebel also, and we have learned that we can't just tell him what to do. We have to make him think it's his choice. And so that takes a very different approach to just saying, okay, I'm telling you to do this because I'm the parent. As long as he thinks it's his choice, he goes right along with it. So it's great. It's a great, great piece of information in all areas of life. So, so go ahead and check that out. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Also, I'd love to invite you, if you'd like to continue to work with me, I am happy to do live speaking to your group, your organization. I can talk about time management. We can talk about productivity. We can talk about the 4 tendencies. We can do an entire 4 tendencies workshop for your leaders or your team. Would be a great value for them to learn about that kind of a thing and to help them be more productive and be more motivated in whatever it is they're trying to get done. If you would like some one-on-one time with me, feel free to sign up for that. And you're on my email list, so keep a lookout for blog posts and emails each week with more tips and information about all things time management, productivity, and all that good stuff. When I have new products out in the future, which I've got some plans, can't wait to share them with you, but make sure you're on my list and you'll be the first one to know. So again, I hope this course was valuable to you. If it was, please email me, Heather at A More Magical Life, or find my contact link on my website, A More Magical Life. Facebook page message works great too. And share your testimonial. Let me know what worked for you. Let me know how this changed, how you feel about your day, how you feel about your time. Are you more productive? Are you less busy? Because that's really what it's all about. We don't want to feel busy. We want, when people ask us, hey, how are you today? I don't want your answer to be, oh, I'm so busy. I'm exhausted because I'm so busy. I don't want that to be your answer. I want you to say, you know what? I'm fabulous. I have it under control. I'm getting all the things done. I'm feeling great. That's what I want you to be able to say. So if this course helped you in any way, I would love to hear how it helped. Please send me that message or shoot me an email. I would love to hear from you. That's it. We're at the end. I hope you guys have a great, great rest of your day and an amazing rest of your week. But that's it for me. Have a fabulous night. Bye for now.